Okay guys, so in my opinion, this might be the best looking airsoft pistol that you could buy right now on the market. I don't know if you guys agree, but I think this thing is absolutely gorgeous. I'm going to talk through the pistol, kind of what I like about it, what I don't like about it, and give you guys a good idea, hopefully, of whether, if you're thinking about buying this is something that you want to do. Now, you may recognize this because it's an individual looking pistol. It is the Jag Arms, because there are a few manufacturers that make this. Jag Arms TTI, so that's Taran Tactical, which is a real steel manufacturer. They make kind of performance firearms. Probably you're going to recognize them from John Wick, because that is where most mainstream people see this brand. They kind of build those custom different replicas, but they're actually real steel for the movies, and John Wick, being that assassin, kind of uses them. So you probably will recognize these kinds of this logo from that. But this is a version that they make, real steel, called the Sand Viper. Now it's based on your 2011, your kind of high capper design. However, it does look a bit different. And so I think with this, you get a lot of the, hey, people love high cappers, it's a very cool and functional shape that people like using, but also you do get some individuality with it, and you get something that looks a bit different and something that I think looks really cool. Now, Taran Tactical make two different versions of this. They came out originally with the one that is in the John Wick film, which is the Pit Viper. It's black, and I think the main difference really with that one, obviously it is black in terms of color, so you can tell, but it does not have this cut slide where you can easily mount a red dot optic onto it. It does have obviously the option, you can kind of put a plate that goes over the top, but it does not have the option to just kind of put straight away into the cut slide that red dot optic. The other thing, it does not come with iron sights. So there are no iron sights actually on this pistol, which I think is kind of cool. Maybe if it was real steel and you didn't want to rely on a red dot optic, you may want to have those iron sights there. But for me, this is airsoft, and to be honest, I shoot normally from muscle memory. So actually, I just like the design of it, not having it. My favorite thing on this pistol is probably this. And I think the fact that they've called it, Viper, Sand Viper, Pit Viper, for some reason, this does actually kind of remind me of that kind of snake with the angled front here. It's kind of got this angle here. I think the real steel ones have a bit more of a kind of cut at the bottom of the compensator, which looks almost more like kind of Viper fangs. But it does, for me, have that different look. You've obviously got the Sand Viper branding here. Sand, obviously, is not really this color, but it is that kind of sandy DE design, which I think really lends itself well. Now, as I said, there are a few manufacturers that actually build this kind of same replica pistol. All of them actually have the TTI licensing. So Taran Tactical have licensed the product to multiple different retailers, and this one is Jag Arms. Now, when I thought about buying this, I was like, look, I'm going to buy this more as a kind of a piece that kind of looks good. I've never, in terms of gameplay, been the biggest fan of your more high capper style. It's a big pistol. I mean, it's probably hard to get across on camera, but this thing is not small. It's not compact like, let me get out my little 45 here. So that's my 45, and that is the Sand Viper. So you can see just in terms of differences, it's probably easier to do it that way. It's a lot kind of chunkier and bigger pistol. Weight-wise, actually, if I put the mag in here, it might be a bit different, but weight-wise, it is heavier. Yeah, it's heavier for sure. I was thinking this one had a mag in it and this one didn't. I'll put this away because we're not talking about this pistol. But it is, it's definitely a heavier replica for sure. And I'm a big, if it's my secondary, I want something compact, I want something small, I don't want something heavy that's kind of hanging on me. That you can get all kinds of actual holsters for this, which make it very easy to use. You've got your Kydex holsters. This actually, I believe, is out of the replicas the closest to the real steel in terms of you know, again, I went into this and started, you know, looking through it, but kind of the position of the branding, how the mag kind of has that there. I think it's closer actually to the real thing. And it's got kind of like the proper branding here, which I really like. I'll try and give you guys that there. And it kind of looks a lot more like that real steel design. The quality of this as well is really good. It's kind of a little bit different in terms of the color of the upper and the lower, more in terms of the shine. You can probably see here, it's kind of more shiny on the slide. It does have a rail mount below that you can mount a optic on. It only has kind of one slot here, so I haven't actually run an optic on this, and I think it would look very cool with one. Practicality wise, like where the flashlight or laser is going to sit, to me it looks like it's going to sit too far forward, so that's something, maybe I'll do another video on that, just kind of building this out properly. This is my favorite red dot sight for a pistol. It is the Trijicon SRO. This one is actually a copy. So I normally have real steel ones. This actually is when it's real, and I do have a real one sitting on this. This one is price-wise $600. So it's a lot of money, and it is not worthwhile having multiple of them to run on different pistols, especially one that for in-game, I don't use it that much. It's not something that I use. Like I kind of thought when I bought it, you know, wow, this is going to be great. I can use this all the time, or I can switch between pistols. When it comes down to it, just practicality wise, I will nearly always reach for my Glock 45s. This thing is beautiful. I love having it in the collection. I love being able to shoot it, make content for you guys with it. But for me personally, you know, I don't pick it up and I don't use it. Not to say that the performance isn't good. I've never used it fully in a game, but I have kind of done some target shooting out in my garden. It's always performed really well. It's got an adjustable hop up to it. The grip on it's actually really good. I haven't put one of my Talon grips on this because it's actually it's got the stippling that goes in, and it's actually really good stippling. I'm sure it's not done by hand. You know, I don't think they would do that for a replica, but you do actually get kind of like something that looks like it's been hand stippled. You know, it's not perfect uniform stippling, and it does give you a really, really good grip. Size of the grip for me is great. It's a big grip where you're not kind of fighting for space. It is more of a speed gun, kind of performance gun in terms of what, you know, they build the real steel for. You should go and check out their YouTube because they do some speed drills and they are so fast with these things, it's pretty mental. So I would definitely go and check that out if you're just wanting some kind of inspiration. But because of that, it's got serrations here and here. So if I'm wanting to rack this thing, there's multiple places that I can do it from. I can get grip pretty much anywhere on this. Stippling underneath the actual trigger guard. It's got like a little grip right there. The safety is ambidextrous and really easy just to flick there. It's got your hammer here, which you can see here. You can, if I take the safety off, I can decock it, or I can half decock it. If I release that there, you can see it going. Let me just make sure, let me see if I can. So I can like half decock it. Doesn't seem like I can fully decock that, but it does remove the action. The other thing you can do is, instead of racking it, you could just pull the hammer back and it is going to have that ability to fire. It's obviously not going to load a BB in it because it's not like a real firearm where you're going to have that straight off the box. It is going to cycle, but there is going to be no BB in there, so it will pick up a BB the next time that it actually goes through. It has the beaver tail safety here, so tons of safety on this. You've got a physical safety which you're flicking on and off. It is not possible to flick it on unless the slide is racked. The slide sound, I'll give you guys that there. I think it sounds really good. It's kind of like instant return. This is a lightweight red dot on here anyway, but I think it's really does nothing in terms of the functionality. I can't feel like it slows anything down. When I'm firing it with that, it's great. You have a extended mag release here, so it's kind of like this little button. I do think on the EMG, which is the Evite Machine Group replica, which is another one of these, that for me doesn't look quite the same, and it is quite big. I generally actually don't like this on pistols. I find them easy to hit and to knock, and just to be able to so if I'm doing that there, it's just going to easily release the mag, and I don't really like how it's actually a new mag, so it's sticking in there more than it would do. But I don't like the option of drawing this, pulling it, and that just going, getting knocked so easily. That's moving now. So it's got that there. It is cool. It's kind of like the real thing, but I'm not the biggest fan of it. Trying to think what else. Oh, so you've got inset. You've got an inset. What is it? Screw. Inset threading within the actual compensator. So if you want to, you could put an adapter in there and just run an actual suppressor on the end. I don't think it's necessary in Airsoft. I think this is quite a long slide anyway, and I think it would look cool with a suppressor, but because you've got that compensator that's kind of sitting there, it kind of has that, suppressory style design that I think is pretty cool. Slide rack here. I'm not going to show you how to disassemble it, but you would just push that. You would rotate the slide lock out, and then you could just release it, and actually the entire top slide kind of comes off with the compensator attached. You can see there's a gap right there. It has adjustable hop up, which is great because that's exactly what you're going to need. Trying to think if there's anything else that is that's cool. Like you've got a lot of these little branding pieces like here, TTI. I really would like to know, guys, if you think this is one of the best pistols you've ever seen, put it in the comments below, because I think it's great, but it could be one of those like Marmite style, you love it or you hate it. Performance wise, the FPS on this I think is going between about 330 and 350, depending on the actual hop up, how much hop you've got on the actual BB. I think it can, I run 3.2s pretty much on everything, and I think it's very happy to hop those, at least the distances that I've been playing around with. The mag is also good. You've got a 30 round mag in here. And it has obviously got 30+1 effectively. If you've got one in the chamber, you've got 30 rounds there. It's got a nice little kind of branded base plate. Another thing I really like is how that sits there. Again, it's kind of your speed here with the flared mag well. So whatever way you put this in, it's going to go in really, really easily. So actually, Jag build two versions of this. They build this, which is the high grade, and then they I think it's a medium grade or a low grade. It's about $20 in difference, and this is just supposed to be built out of better stuff, have a better finish to it, but it's not a cheap pistol. Like for instance, the Glock 45 over there, I can pick that up for maybe like $160, maybe down to $140 with a discount code on it, but this is actually going to be $220. So I think it's worth it. I think it's an amazing pistol, and it is very, very cool. As I said, I don't really see the practicality of it as much, but I'm sure lots of people will use this. You could do something really cool, put an HPA adapter in it. It will just take a regular high capper. It will take high capper mags. These actually are the difference here. You can get these for like $30, $29.99. Let me just check on that for you. Yeah, $29.99. So normally with a smaller mag even, you're looking at, like $36, $38 for like a Glock mag, one of the Elite Forces. This one is literally $29.99. So I think that's good value. One thing I would say is it was quite hard for me to find these. The Jag versions, and I ended up, I think, finding them at Airsoft GI, but they are a little bit harder to find. Also, loading of the mags really easy. You've got the kind of just drop in there. For the BBs, it goes really high up as well, so you can kind of get that very, very close. Trying to think what else, guys, that I've actually like on this. I'm going to show you quickly just what it is like with just a reload, so that you can see what it looks like sitting on me. It's something I've thought about doing. Is it something that you guys are actually going to find interesting? But it might just show you how cool you might look as cool as me, with your pistol on your side, and how that's going to look in relation, kind of size wise, to what it is. So yeah, that's about it, guys. I'm just going to give you quickly a demonstration of the recoil, but really it's going to just be on the side. I put these on every single one of my Kydex pistol holsters. This is a Safariland QLS. And it's basically a fork here that just sits, and you can attach it quite easily nearly to every single Kydex holster that you have. But what it does is, I have a leg mounted drop leg holster here. Again, this is from Safariland. So you can pick these up for about $60. I think these are about $18 or $19. Sorry, I got my running shorts on right now. I just went for a run. But this is going to fit very nicely in here. And the real advantage is, if I take this out with me to the field, and I have my other pistol and I'm running my Glock, for instance, and I think, hey, you know what, I'll give this thing a go. Instead of having to like find a new holster, reattach it to my battle belt, etc., I can literally just pop one of these guys out by just pushing these forks, and then I can just grab another one and I can just seat this in here. It fits straight in. I'll try and give you a thing here. Fits straight in, and I can just put it right in there. It holds it there. You can get versions of it that are, you know, right up on your hip, slightly drop leg. There's tons of different versions. I like this a lot because I know where it is. For me, just the draw from that level is a lot better. But it's something that I really like, guys. And so if you're thinking about what is the best kind of holster setup that you want to do, I really like that design. Other thing I'm running here are these new Unobtainium Gear high-speed pistol pouches. I really like them. I've only just got them. They've only just been released. But if you're thinking about something for a high-speed gun, then this kind of, for me, made sense because it's those angled double actual pistol pouches there. The other thing as well, which I really like, is they go very flat when I've not got pistols in them. And because they are this Tegris internal, I'll do another video on this, but Tegris internal, it means that I can fit pretty much any mag in here. For instance, I'll show you here on my Glock mag, I can do this, which again, I like, mainly because of the fact that if I'm going to switch the pistol quickly, I don't want to have a Glock pistol holster that's not going to fit these bigger, you know, high capper 2011 style mags. So it means that I can put whatever pistol mags I want in here, and they're very, very fast to draw, which I'll show you now. Other thing I always have here is my dump pouch. So instead of dropping these on the floor, I have the option to actually drop them here where they're not going to get damaged, and then actually put them back in or re-index them later. So I'll show you guys quickly what this is. I've got one in here. I'm just going to rack that. So if I am using it, you can see it doesn't have much movement. It's a great pistol. It is longer in the back here. But if I'm drawing, that's a... Oh, this has got no gas in it, so we'll do that one. Just draw this. I've got my next one. So yeah, I really, really like this pistol, guys. Again, it's not my choice in terms of to use it. You can see the... So, I don't know. So I think it's beautiful. I think it's practical if you like that kind of style pistol and you like a bigger pistol, but you may disagree. But I would love to know what you guys think. Did you like this different style of actually me showing you what the pistol is like when I draw it? You may think, I've got no interest in that. You look like an idiot. Please stop doing that and don't do it in another video. If that is the case, I do want to know that as well. And don't feel like you're going to offend me if you write an offensive comment, because, you know, I don't really mind, and I like seeing everyone's point of view. So feel free to do that. All right, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Hopefully this is valuable to you as always, and I will see you very soon in another video. Goodbye.